Your passion and experience has been different. You have, for the last multiple decades, been determined to give every Indian a mobile phone and a digital connection. 1.3 billion Indians today. That's the scope of the challenge or the journey that you've undertaken. What have your learnings been in terms of bringing people together? Governments, international partners, communities. And what is the next generation Indian challenge? Once you have connected everyone, now how do we make them more, create value around this particular connection? So what is your journey, Sunil?
Well, I operate, as you know, in countries which are woefully inadequate on infrastructure. And it'll take a long time to build physical infrastructure. Be that in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka is having other difficulties, and sub-Saharan Africa. The only way we could have done this in an accelerated way to bring people together was by way of a digital highway. And that, thanks to our friends like Chuck here, the kit that they provide has become more and more efficient and powerful over the years. And we have then put in billions and billions of dollars as an industry put together. Maybe over $1 trillion by now across the globe, to build digital highways. And what that has done is remarkable connectivity and bringing people from the margins into the mainstream of society, into the mainstream of economy. And more needs to be done. Advanced world, of course, now enjoys the benefits of connected world on the internet. Countries like Singapore or the US or the advanced world. But there is so much still to be done in our world. 27% of the less developed countries, LDCs, are on broadband highway today, just 27%. And the developed world was there 23 years back. So it's taken us so long and still we have not been able to do enough. Even developing countries are only 57% connected. So there's a long way to go. Telecom industry's estimates are about $430 billion to be spent by 2030 to create more highways. And now intervention is coming from space, it's coming from 5G, it's coming from all sides. Yet it looks like even by 2030, there will still be a large part of the world which will remain disconnected from the advantages of being on the internet and the world economy. People who are on it are reaping the rewards and accelerating their growth and their careers. And people who are out there not connected are suffering immensely. And that's why you're seeing the disparities are all going up. So the mission for all of us, and that's the Edison Alliance discussions, that's the discussions on the UNGA Charter, on SDGs and all that. We need to accelerate this process and we need participation beyond just the telecom companies. Now, what is it doing? Look at what happened in pandemic. My God, if we would have not been able to manage the networks shifting from urban to rural centers, from offices to homes, I'm afraid the world could have been in flames. We seamlessly moved the traffic. We seamlessly provided people connectivity. Their lives kept on going on. They could buy stuff which was required at their homes in emergencies, medicines, care, all sorts of things, financial transactions. Nothing stopped for a day. And that power, if can be recognized by our political leadership all across the world, can help in accelerating and bringing almost everybody onto the internet in the next 10 years. So I would say the world lauds what we have done. They do appreciate what is being provided by these digital highways, but there is still too much load on this industry in terms of spectrum, auctions, taxes. And somehow, you hear all the right things, but in the end, you don't see the action from the governments going in the direction of taking a multiplier impact on societies or economies by way of more digital highways.
So celebrated, but not necessarily collaborative. I think that's the point you're making. Let me ask you a quick follow-up though. Being now from an Indian enterprise largely, which has a global footprint, how do you navigate this political moment for the access mission that you just described, moving from 57% to 100% in the next decade? How do you manage a world which has very sharp political positions? You have a bipolarity in terms of US-China, you have multipolarity with many others joining the political conversations. How does a business like yours navigate this political moment?
Well, I think the world has become much more difficult. We didn't imagine that suddenly the supply chains of the world will be disturbed to a level that we are seeing today. And it's just not my industry. Almost everything from food to technology, everything is in some kind of disruption in supply chain. Chinese equipment was being supplied at a very great pace and fantastic prices with decent technology. That's out of the equation now. The space industry, which was very largely dependent on Russia, is out of equation now. You're not going to see Roscosmos launching anything for the Western world or the rest of the world for long years to come. So there has been dislocation of supply chain to a very high degree. Smart business people, companies which are agile, have tried to shift and move, but at very heavy cost. Today, the silicon is 30-40% more expensive than where we were. Devices which we thought will start to get cheaper so we can put more smartphones in the hands of poorer people is getting out of reach now. Devices are 30-40% higher now. It's gone into another side. So I really hope that we can bring back the supply chains of the world back to calm and sanity, where we can service our customers and our constituents. But we are into a serious conflict at the moment.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.